Alright guys, this is the prediction for the Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Victor Ortiz fight for the WBC title. I think it's WBC. And in this fight, I think what Victor Ortiz, I'm going to start with who I think, I'm going to start with the guy who I think needs to give a very good performance to win the fight, and I think Victor Ortiz needs to concentrate on quality over quantity in this fight. If he throws loads of punches in this fight, and then Mayweather's just gonna look good, score points in the scorecard, counter punch, it's gonna play right into Mayweather's hands. Now, if you give him Mayweather less to work with, in this case this is less punches. If Victor throws quality punches that are quality, land on the money, box really well, stuff like that. They box really well, and works himself in with the jab, and doesn't, like in the Berto fight, he's hooked his way in, and he's not gonna be able to do that against Floyd. He's just too experienced, too skilled, and he's Victor to work in must use his jab. Now, Victor, this is his first defense from the win from Berto. In the Berto fight, he showed a great heart. It was a great fight. And he's got a decent chin. Although he shows he can be rocked and he can't be put on the floor, he gets up and seems willing to fight on. But this is in stark contrast to when he fought Maidana. Now in Maidana, they was falling on the floor like they was dropping to the floor like no one's business. I think there was a stupid amount of knockdowns in the first and second round. Or was it the first and second? Not sure. There was loads. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But there was a lot of knockdowns in the first couple of rounds, and he basically just gave up. But since then, he said, "Right, I'm back. I'm gonna fight Berto. I'm gonna take the title. It's what I'm born to do. Giving it the talk." And he could walk the walk. He walked the walk. He gave his best performance. Now he's gonna need an even bigger performance to take away it to win Floyd Mayweather. There's a reason why he's never been beat. That's because he's so good. Now I'm not gonna get into the whole Pacquiao thing. Whatever. If he beats Floyd, Floyd beats him, he's gonna face Pacquiao, and this is just a taster for Pacquiao and all this shit. And when I ever do Floyd videos, it always seems I have to include Pacquiao, but I feel as if I should. Whereas if you know what I mean. But yeah, this is a really good fight. I mean, Victor Ortiz, I think he's only 24, and he's taking one of the biggest fights. Probably, if he loses, this is going to be the biggest fight of his career. But if he wins, there's plenty of more paydays down the road. Don't you bet against that. So what's Floyd got to do to win this fight? Floyd has I don't know, what has Floyd got to do to win this fight? Floyd has just got to be Floyd. Floyd has just got to be Floyd. Floyd's got to be sharp. He's got to have a good performance on the night. He hasn't got to be astounding like I think Ortiz has to be astounding on the night to win Floyd. I think Floyd just needs to put in a good performance, an eye-catching performance to win. We don't want to see in this boring shit. We don't want to caution over things. Because I think with Floyd he's always striving to be number one, and if he keeps being cautious and not throwing caution to the wind, he's always going to be rated the number 2 pound for pound fighter because oh my god, I haven't mentioned Pacquiao again. Pacquiao knocks guys left, right and centre and looks good while doing so. Now Floyd, he prefers he's quite willing to outbox his opponent for 12 rounds. He's quite willing just to do that. But he's giving some excuses, saying, I think he gave some excuses, I think in his interview, that they didn't come there to fight, and when they knew they was losing, they went into survival mode or something. What the hell's that? What the hell, Okay, so then Pacquiao, every time he fights someone and they know they're gonna lose, they're going into survival mode, but he still knocks them out. What a dumb. That was just stupid. A completely dumbass quote. And just I don't know. I don't really know. But getting back to this fight, which I was gonna talk about before I got sidetracked. Um, Floyd's got to be. Floyd's got to be on the money, whatever, and the ring rust he's had. I mean, normally in previous fights he's come back well from ring rust and actually come back well from like gaps in his career where he hasn't fought. He's come back well, but now he's approaching. I think he's 34 now. He's approaching that time where uh, he's gonna start to notice changes in his body. Now, he says he keeps his body in good shape, and I'm sure he does. Even when he's not fighting, he's always keeping his body in good shape. But as people say, people get old in the ring overnight. So now, if he fights Victor Ortiz and he has another layoff and he's still trying to get the fight on with Pacquiao, it doesn't happen. Or it does happen, but in a year's time, when he's 35, knocking on 36, is he going to be the same Floyd that we know and love? I mean, Floyd's always a controversial character, but I'm not going to rate him on how I like him or anything. I just like him for the boxing. I mean, he's quite clearly the best defensive boxer in that. Likely the best defensive boxer in the world right now, quite clearly. I mean, I'm not gonna make a case for him being the best defensive boxer ever, but I'm sure a more enthusiast of Floyd would try and make that comparison to other fighters, whatever. But I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I think my prediction is a 12. No, I'm gonna say. I was tempted to say a unanimous decision for Floyd, but I think Victor is going to show good promises from the start. Maybe win a couple of rounds, and maybe win like a couple of rounds in the first 6, and then die off the pace, and then just start getting pummeled. And maybe the ref stops it in like the 10th. I'm gonna say the ref stops it in the 10th due to cuts and bruises, and Victor not showing enough enthusiasm. So yeah, that's my prediction on the Floyd Mayweather Victor Ortiz fight.